Hello everyone, this is Commander Trium, talking to you once again from the Elite Universe. We had to take yesterday off in order to complete some work today. We don't have long at the moment, but I did want to check in and find out what had happened with the update, if there was any new information that was of import. So I'll be logging in to do that. Of course, we're in the FNS Valoria right now, our freighter, Type 9 heavy freighter. One of 5 ships in our possession. We are going to perhaps move it to a new star system. Okay, we're at Spring Prospect, which is a planetary base in the Gandini system. Let's have a look at our status here. So we gained some merit points, and it looks like we've preserved our index. Well, we preserved having our access to our prismatic shield generator. So we will have a look at Galnet and see what we shall see. This is Galnet, the Galaxy's News GNN. Dear God.
Laurie Jameson denounces terrorist organization. The engineer Laurie Jameson has made a public statement regarding the League of Reparation. The terrorist group claims to be seeking justice for the betrayal of her ancestor, the legendary pilot Commander John Jameson. Her message was recorded at Jameson Memorial, and broadcast by several media networks. There's been a lot of speculation about what connection I might have with the so-called League of Reparation, which has murdered a number of people in recent weeks. The answer is none whatsoever. Like all of you, I am sickened by this bizarre form of genealogical terrorism. I'm not prepared to discuss my family in a public forum, but I want everyone to know that I am personally appalled by this, and am doing everything I can to help the authorities. I'm sure that Nexus, whoever or whatever it might be, is listening to this message. So to them I say, stop. These acts of revenge for my great-grandfather are misguided, unnecessary and evil. If you really want to honor his name, you'll allow us to live in peace without fear. Senior Agent Tanya Ramirez, a member of the Tri-Power Task Force dedicated to stopping the League, added, I can confirm that Laurie Jameson is cooperating with our investigation. We are completely satisfied that she, her family and her associates are entirely unconnected to the League of Reparation. We hope that her message convinces Nexus to see sense and stop this pointless violence.
There you have it from Laurie Jameson, who was previously suspected in the murders that were being conducted by the League of Reparation. Doesn't appear that that storyline is going to continue to be of any serious concern, at least as far as Laurie Jameson is concerned. She, of course, is also renowned as one of the engineers with whom you can transact business. I don't know off the top of my head what her specialties are, but she is listed in the engineering index as someone you can bring your ship to for updates and modification, given the appropriate resources. You can find out more about all of the engineers and their areas of specialization, services that they offer on the commander's assistant site inara.cz.
Worshipping the Thargoids. A fringe religion that worships the Thargoids has come under the spotlight in a new academic article. The author, Dr. Alfred Ulyanov, is a leading expert in exotheology. He summarized his work for the media. A recent report by Gethin Okonkwo highlighted the emergence of doomsayer cults in response to the return of the Thargoids. But few are as strange as my current object of study, an organization that considers the Thargoids to be not merely alien, but divine. This mysterious sect doesn't have a formal name. The central tenet of its faith is that the Thargoids we have encountered so far are messengers, dark angels sent to prepare us for the true sacred presence, which will soon enter our plane of existence from another universe. They refer to this as the Far God. As with many monotheistic belief structures, this cult considers the Far God to be unknowable and omnipotent, but also apocalyptic. Only true believers such as themselves will survive its manifestation. Visiting one of the cult's hive chapels is an unsettling experience. Aside from a few pulsing green lights, they are very dark, and most surfaces are covered in a black coral-like substance. The congregation's prayers are directed toward an altar resembling the starfish shape of Thargoid vessels, almost like an octagonal crucifix. It's impossible to ignore that the entire place reeks of ammonia. Cult members tend to wear simple hooded robes with no markings. They are intense and resolute, but many look unhealthy. It seems that this lifestyle attracts those on the very edge of society, whose low self-esteem leaves them vulnerable to beliefs that erode their identity. As an exotheologian, I am of course fascinated by the sociological impact of non-human influences. But even for a scientist, it is difficult not to feel pity, and perhaps a little revulsion, for those who identify more with a hostile species than with their own people.
Interesting.
Lathe Radio Network campaign concludes. The Lathe Radio Network has announced that its campaign has reached a successful conclusion. Scores of pilots supported the initiative by delivering commodities to Lathe Station, thereby allowing the network to broadcast its annual conference to the entire galaxy. A rival campaign from the Lathe Jet family was unable to destabilize the Lathe Radio initiative, despite also receiving the support of independent pilots. As the campaign drew to a close, one of the organizers released a statement. The signal is spreading. We would like to extend our gratitude to the galactic community for making this possible. Pilots who contributed to the initiative can now collect their rewards from Lathe Station in the Lathe system. League of Reparation implicated in historic deaths. A recent report suggests that terrorist organization the League of Reparation may be responsible for many more deaths than previously suspected. Independent journalist Flint Firemaker Lafosi shared his theories on the Rewired newsfeed. We know these League guys are wiping out people whose grandfolks used to work for the INRA, and it seems like things started when they poisoned that Imperial senator. But what if that wasn't their first murder? merely the first time they claimed responsibility. What if they've been active for years and nobody noticed? I've been digging through old records of unsolved homicides. There's a dozen in the Federation alone where the cause of death was some kind of nerve agent, just like with the Senator and a few others. Not all the victims were identified, but I found 4 who definitely had the INRA in their past. These people didn't die recently but between 1 and 5 years ago. Coincidence? The League also likes to blast its targets out of the sky. Think of all those unexplained shipwrecks found drifting in space over the years. How many were because one of the crew had some long-forgotten INRA connection? Dozens? Hundreds? How long has the League been hiding among us, silently taking out ordinary people? And who's next? Chief Inspector K. Kilbride of Alliance Interpol responded on behalf of the United Task Force investigating the League. We cannot verify that these cold cases have any link with the League of Reparation. We'd also like to caution against this kind of baseless conjecture, which only serves to spread confusion. We are still pursuing more concrete leads, and hope to make a breakthrough very soon. Refugee Center Initiative. Due to heightened military action in the core systems, Senator Caspian Leopold has launched an initiative to construct a rehabilitation center for those affected by the ongoing conflict. A spokesperson for Senator Leopold gave the following statement to the media. An escalation in hostilities from both the Argoid and human parties has left a lot of innocent civilians without food or shelter. Senator Leopold has heard their cries for help, and is building a sanctuary where the safety of refugees can be guaranteed. The Niflhel Corporation, which is overseeing the initiative, has placed an open order for cobalt, semiconductors, and synthetic fabrics, promising to reward pilots who deliver these commodities to Birani port in the Niflhel system. The organization has also placed a kill order on all ships on its wanted list, to ensure those contributing commodities to the initiative can do so safely. The campaign begins on the 14th of June 3304 and will run for 1 week. If the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately. Anti-slavery organizations unite. Princess Aisling Duval's anti-slavery campaign has merged with independent charity Universal Liberty. The rebranded organization is named Unchain. The former head of Universal Liberty, Jarl Torido, made an announcement to the media. There's no shortage of poverty and suffering within the Empire, however much some may try to hide it. Few have the courage to face the truth, but Princess Duval has been an inspiration. So I'm very pleased that we're joining forces with her campaign to end slavery. I was born into slavery. My parents were still slaves when they died. It is for them, and for all human beings treated as less than human, that we demand legal slavery be abolished. I'm proud to be part of Unchain, which will spread our message across the Empire. When asked about rumors linking him romantically with Aisling Duval, Torido said only, "I suspect Her Highness's attention is focused elsewhere."
And there you have it, this week's news from GNN. Okay, before we continue, just give me a moment. I'm going to take a brief moment to deal with some business, and we'll be right back. Hydro Aqua. Check. Come on. I need computer search for Martina challenge. I need you to nine three nine 2637. Hello, Martina Challenger. This is Ross Holder calling. Left you a couple of emails. Haven't heard a response back yet. Give me a call back with there. 613-462-9572. I'm just trying to ascertain feedback from those emails. So if you could please get back to me. I'm not sure about due dates or any timelines. So at this point, I did a fair amount of work last night on the content of the email, so I'm presuming that they're needed fairly soon. So I would hope to hear some feedback as soon as possible. That number again, area code 613-462-9572. Look forward to hearing from you. Bye bye. Hello, Peyton Campo. This is Ross Holder calling once again, leaving you another message. Hopefully you can get back to me sometime today, Friday, June 15th. If you can reach back to me, it'd be very much appreciated. My phone number area code 613-462-9572. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye bye. Okay, with that. Come on! Hello, Mohammed. This is Ross Holder calling. I'm calling in relation to um, the library and archives opportunity. I need to speak with you about it most urgently. If you can please get back to me 4629572. This is in relation to the bid again for library and archives. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. I swear to God, you leave people messages. This is, we're back here. You leave people voicemails, messages. I don't know what it takes, why people don't respond. Like, what is so vital and important in your life and in your workday? You haven't got 30 seconds to talk to someone that doesn't even need to talk to you for very long, and for whom you've done work for that you can't charge money for, but you've done it anyway, and it helps them earn money, but they won't call you back so that you can earn money on the other side of it. Of course, I'm speaking about contracting, but it's unbelievable how often contractors just do not return calls. If I ever have the cause to find a contractor, I'm going to measure how long it takes them to return calls. And so help me God, if it takes them more than 20 minutes or so, I'm just going to stop doing business with them altogether. There's no excuse for this. They can't get back to me in 20 minutes. That's about all I'm getting in response, and it's extremely frustrating. It's like they're never at their desk or something. Twice this week I had recruiters working from home. Well, it must be nice, but maybe you should go into the office once in a while and do some work, because there are people relying on you and whom you've engaged to do work for you, getting RFPs ready for you, which really should be your job, but they don't know enough about technology to do it themselves, so they need developers and technology professionals to do their work for them. Just a fact of life. But then they don't return your call after it's done, and before you know it, they've got someone else in mind for the role that was slated. Which is not being very fair to their customers. It certainly isn't fair to the developers that they're shafting in the process. Anyway, enough of my complaining. We're going to go and look at the galaxy map, and we'll see if the galaxy map will crash. If it does, I'm going to take a bit of a longer break. We'll be back a little bit later on today. Here we go. And surprisingly, the game did not crash. So, we are in that case going to look for a star system that was listed in the Elite database. It looks like it's in the LHS 3262 system. It is not the most profitable system, but you get away from the slaves and you can make some money. The next nearest system that will be slave-free appears to be 248.54 light years away. Just insane distance. Okay, so we'll migrate there then. And we'll be looking at a jump distance of about 5 jumps, so... in a country called France. Yes, in a little-known country called France, tucked away in the corner of Europe, obscurely based somewhere. Ay, ay, ay. Typical English. You can tell this was crafted by an Englishman. A French arms dealer? An arms dealer that became a government, now runs a star system, and has been doing so apparently for over 2,000 years. That doesn't seem like a very likely development. But I guess stranger things have happened. Oh, before we go... Here, let's do this. Bah. Okay, launching from planetary surface. We'll be departing for the Yakawana system. 23.7 light years away is our first hop. Departing Spring Prospect.
Landing coupler disengaged. You may depart when ready.
Landing gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging.
3, 2, 1. The in-system FTL drive Hello? Yes, you're the first recruiter today to actually bother to call me back. pretty sluggish. There was a huge volume of work that I had to do this week, which is why I haven't done very much about that opportunity that we were discussing earlier. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Yes, yeah, that would be extremely rare. Now, hang on. So they need to see you on a 2-year project within a 10-year period? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right. I see. Okay. Okay. So what we're doing was we're in a holding pattern for now. Is that it? Okay. Okay. Duly noted. In that case, hopefully I can still qualify for one or both of those opportunities as originally discussed. I would be very interested. I think I might, if I don't have the 10 years, I do have more than 5 anyway. I do. I don't know if I have the full 10, but I'm approaching probably somewhere between 6 and 9, I would say. In the last 10 years though, uh, no, because my career spans 18 years, right? So in terms of project length, I mean, some of the positions I would cite are not actually projects; they're full-time jobs. But for these purposes, they would qualify as projects. So yeah, yeah. Okay, good. I've got some additional material as well for my CV. I built a couple. Part of the reason I was so busy this week is I built 2 supplements. These are paragraphical notations of which introduce the projects I have been assigned. And they go back 10 years. So projects 10 through 20 on the CV that I submitted to you, the long form, have now got paragraphical equivalents. Um, and Project 15, which is the app refactory and is a part-time slash full-time position that's been going on again and off again since 2011, is basically I'm operating under my own company name, but I am published. And I've actually done, some contract work in there as well, but not very long contracts. These would be like a month. There's also mentorship that was done online. and then there's a couple of websites, one that was done for community center here locally that I just volunteered my time for, and then there was another one that was done for my property management company, which was a prototype site collection SharePoint application. So, which I go into some detail about in paragraphical form separately. So the app refactory experience is flushed out a little bit more in textual format. Now these documents, I'm going to upload them, I think, to my public documents folder, so that they're available to, well, the whole wide world, I guess. But you can look at it there if you'd like. I think I sent you a link before. Maybe not. I should. Yeah. Yeah, that will probably help you guys. It's for the purposes of proposal writing, and it's just, like I said, it's just a summary document that summarizes the project by project, the work that I've done across the last 10 years and going back to 2011, really. Yeah, and then it gives us a starting point as well. If they want to modify the text, oh, that's fine, they can certainly do so, but it does give them some degree of detail. You can always give them more detail, because these are summary pieces, right? So they're designed to be brief. Brevity is the rule, not going into ad infinitum about my duties and responsibilities. It's more summary in nature. Okay. Yes, that's right. I've heard about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you have to fast, don't you? Of course. Okay, well, I won't keep you. Yeah, so thank you once again for the update, and we'll talk again next week. Please keep my name handy, because I do want to talk to you again next week at some point earlier, probably. Well, as soon as you hear something back from your client. Okay. Okay, very good. Enjoy Eid. Take care. Bye bye. Finally, I actually had someone return a call, and it's the end of Ramadan. It's Eid. He phones me at the end of the religious holiday. He's been fasting for a month. He's with his family right now. He finds time to call me. But no, sorry, the rest of those people out there can't be bothered. They're much too busy, much too important to call the likes of little old me. I cannot begin to tell you how frustrating how mad that makes me. Anyway, not at Muhammad, of course, but at the others. All right. And we're clear of the planet. So, jumping to our next destination. So as you can see, the calls might start actually coming in now that the morning's done. for some reason we can't call me in the morning, so maybe I'll get lucky and someone will call me this afternoon.
Frameshift drive charging.
I believe this is a white dwarf star. We're getting a little bit of boost to our jump. And there's one more after this, I believe, and then we're at our destination. And we can start the process of harvesting all the money in the system. No, we have to go to the LOD 86 system. It looks like the LOD index is an index of white dwarf stars. Because every LOD system I've ever visited seems to be a white dwarf. And I wasn't aware there was such an index. But there you have it. LOD 86, 23 light years from our last destination. And sure enough, we have a white dwarf coming into sensor range. Trying to remember. Can I please get... Oh, for heaven's sake.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage.
Okay, and now that little goal achieved.
Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Frameshift drive supercharged. Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Definitely other objects in this system. There it is, the other object in this system.
Frameshift drive charging.
one more here. That one's only 14 light years away, so
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage.
arrived in our target system.
Fuel sleeping. Fuel sleep disengaged.
And in the target system, we are looking for Lakai Prospect. And there it is. Target locked. I guess it's pronounced Lakai Prospect. At any rate. There is planet Ashanti and its moon Aken. We're now automatically docking with Lakai Prospect. La, 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 la,
Scan detected.
Oh! Bay 25. Gear deployed.
Touchdown. Systems offline.
For your convenience and
And now,
classification emplacements are active and tracking at this station.
we can purchase the desired commodity, which is resonating separators. Which is a technology. Holy crap.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Our cargo hold is now at maximum capacity. Alright, and